So what's up, my YouTube family? So right now I got something a little different planned for today's vlog. It's not really a vlog, it's more of a documentary, filler, autobiography, whatever you may call it. So I'm in the middle of editing right now, and in about, let me see, 9 minutes and 7 seconds, I noticed that I messed up with my mic and I put it way too high and way too close, so it starts clipping a lot. So definitely turn down your mic, your headphones, or your computer when you get to like 9 minutes. I don't want to blow your eardrums. I apologize. It's a simple mistake that I made that I definitely won't be doing again. Hope you guys enjoy this. I really enjoyed it.
Hi, I'm Russ Taylor with Fusion of Ideas Motorsports, here with our 2015 Z28 Camaro. So what got me into race cars and just cars in general was, man, back in the day, geez, I don't even know where to begin. Probably with my grandfather, my father, both Corvette guys. My dad did all kinds of drag racing and stuff in high school, and that just kind of carried on to us. Had Hot Wheels, RC cars, and just, you know, kind of went on and on. But just from video games and everything else, I've just been a car guy from day one. So why the Z28? You know, it took me a while to pick this car, but if you take a step back, I had a Mitsubishi Evo 10, and I ran that for about 8 years. And that was, you know, as I was mentioned, El Jefe over here earlier, you know, that was my car that I learned a lot on. Spent 8 years running with NASA in their HPD courses and then up to their time trial. And did all kinds of things with that car, piece by piece, part by part. And finally kind of got to a point to where I kind of had outgrown that car. And then I wanted to get something that I could really compete with and hopefully win with. And so the Z28 was out. It was kind of the end of life as a Gen 5. Chevy had a killer deal. It was like 20 grand off, and so I picked it up from the dealer. And then had a plan to set forth to build this car. So we literally rolled it off the showroom floor, right out to the shop, and started gutting it, prepping it for track, and everything that you see here. So the types of modifications we've done to this, to the Z28, has been very specific for competition at the track, both time trial and then also wheel-to-wheel racing. You know, the Z28, like most Camaros, is a nice heavy car, heavy muscle car, and so we wanted to first start with the weight, getting as much weight down as possible. We actually established a partnership with Anderson Composites, and so they actually did all of the carbon fiber doors, fenders. We did a dry carbon hood, roof, and trunk. Completely removed the roof of the vehicle and did their dry carbon. And actually, HG Performance down in San Diego did all the work on that portion of it. Then we coupled that with the APR's GTC 500 wing, and that's actually chassis mounted to the car. And so between some of the aero that we have currently on the vehicle and then the weight, we've actually pulled the car down to about 3,600 with me in it, and that's a lead weight on the driver's side. So, but the car's fantastic right now. In addition to that, we did a conversion on the brakes to racing brake performance, and we went to their two-piece forged calipers. And so this weekend actually will be the first time testing those out, as well as their sintered metallic pads, which are actually supposed to add life to the carbon ceramic rotors. Then we focused on some very minor modifications for power and more so for weight, and we actually partnered with Richard's Performance Mufflers down in Carlsbad and did a catback exhaust, straight pipe 3 inches, and gave it a good sound and dropped about 20 pounds or so compared to the OEM system. And the whole internal as well, we entirely gutted the car. It's actually a shop up in up north, PMR, Phil Mandela Racing. They actually are the ones that we brought the car to originally from the dealership, and they did a full roll cage, did all the initial race prep, and got the car ready. So with the electronics in the car, you know, being Fusion of Ideas as our main company, we do app development, we do iPad integrations for companies. And so naturally, we had to integrate something from our main core business into the racing and into the motorsports division. And so with the iPad, we've got some applications on there. We do lap timing. We actually use some other applications that handle position on the track, data recording, and everything like that. In addition to that, we also have race pack system. And I've got that mounted off to the right-hand side because I got these sausage patties blocking the whole dash. or all the readouts and everything else from the OEM system. So the race pack system's got RPM, it's got the nice flashing lights for me right there, and speed, everything else, and it's huge to have that eye level when you're on the track. So some of the key sponsors that we have in this program, which has really been huge in making our ability to compete and the overall build of the car a reality. Definitely, I think first and foremost has been Anderson Composites with all the carbon fiber stuff. They were big believers in what we were doing, our program, the agenda for the year that we had outlined for some of the competition events, and running their parts has been huge. As well, also with Racing Brake coming on with their system, we're thrilled to see what that's going to be. And brakes are a big component of competition, and so we're really excited to have them as part of our program. And then Gator Wraps, actually out here in Orange County, they came on for SEMA last year. They helped wrap the car, kind of a Tron-inspired, Fusion of Ideas-esque digital theme to it. And then Optic Armor came on with the Lexan windows, Race Pack with the digital displays, TWM Performance with the shift knobs, and then quite a few others have come on. We even had some sponsors come on for our truck that hauls the trailer, for the cover, which is like a nice metal aluminum cover from Paragon, and then a bed rug cover, and then Best Stop did a kick-out footboard. So, the sponsors are a huge part of our ability to compete. And the biggest shout out goes to my wife, who definitely has been the one. On the back of the car, I have a big decal that says "Sponsored by my wife," and it's true. She's been awesome. She lets me get out on the weekends and have some fun. And I always joke with her and say this is cheaper than a psychiatrist. What drove me to build this car really is just my personal passion for motorsports. As I mentioned, starting back in the day, actually, I had a Mazda 3 when the first Mazda 3S came out. It was the sedan, and that car I took out I was living in Utah at the time, and my best friend Tyler Harmer had a Subaru, and he invited me out to Miller Motorsports Park, and this Mazda 3 had 3 12-inch subs in the back, all the LED lighting, and just it was way too fast. And it was more furious than it was fast. But that was my first time on an actual track, and I was just smitten. And so shortly thereafter, I started looking up Evos and the STIs, and just kept looking, and then in 2008. Is when the Evo 10 actually 2007 is when the Evo 10 got announced, and that car I just fell in love with. And so I picked that car up a couple weeks after it came out, and that was the car that was going to do it for me. And kind of went through the processes and pieced it all together, and learned a lot with that car. But it came to this one here, and what I really wanted with this car was a car that I could get in and be safe in, first and foremost. I got a beautiful wife and two wonderful kids, and I actually had an accident in the Evo on track, and at the time I didn't really have much safety gear in the car between Hans device and cage, any of that stuff really, and so that was kind of a big eye-opener. Luckily and fortunately I walked away with no problems, and the car was pretty mellow as far as damage and things like that, all repairable. So my goals with this car right now are, it started out with competing in time trial and then the super touring class with NASA, and placing in top 3 minimum. Obviously I'm aiming for first, and if you ain't first, you're last, as a good old Ricky Bobby would say. But there's a reality as well. There's some really capable individuals that run with NASA, got a lot of seat time, and very experienced drivers, and I understand that. But my goal is to finish top 3 on the Western Nationals, and I'll be competing this year up at Thunderhill Raceway for the Western Nationals, and so that's the goal, to run this car, compete with it, have it be reliably competitive. And last year it proved that it was. But that's what I want to do, is a reliable car that I can compete and to take top 3 position in. Who do I do this for? That's a good question. Honestly, for myself. Getting the opportunity, the moments behind the wheel, in the driver's seat, on the track, is some of the only time that I get to actually have a clear frame of mind. With my business and with everything else I have going on in my life, I'm always thinking about something. As CEO of the company, I've got so many things I'm dealing with and handling and balancing and figuring out and all these different things. And so when I get the moment in the car and all that just dissipates down, that's why I do it. I mean, it clears my mind, and it's something that it's so relieving and it's so enjoyable for me. Yeah, so my words of motivation or my inspiration, if you will, for anybody that's looking to get into tracking their car and getting out, is to take the time to do it right. There's a lot of organizations out. I chose NASA, National Auto Sports Association, and they have a lot of programs that can take you and help you, groom you to be a better driver, and that you can learn how to do things. Building a car and getting it on the track, sometimes people's aspirations are so high, and the way that the build comes out is so bloated because they're not looking at how they can just do the thing that's right in front of them that sometimes is so simple. And NASA, again, where I started was with their high performance driving school. They have 4 tiers that you can go through. It's first 1, 2, 3, and 4. And when you go out with them, they've got an instructor. They do a lead follow session. They teach you the line. They talk about what an apex is, braking points, and some of these different things. And so you can learn a lot as you go through that program. And so it's important to understand. I think probably one of the most important things that I would share is that it's not it's not a video game. It's not Gran Turismo. There's some real serious things that can happen on the track in a race car. Especially a lot of these cars that people have now, they're putting down 400, 500, 600 horsepower to the wheels. You're going to kill yourself if you aren't prepared, if you aren't physically prepared, mentally prepared, if you don't have the training, and most importantly, if your car isn't safe. Everybody wants to put in, all the horsepower, everybody wants to put in all the carbon fiber, but nobody really thinks about the safety stuff, and it's really important. Coming from seeing a lot of people in accidents and things that happen, you need to have some of the safety equipment. You need to be thinking about those things as well, because when you get onto a track and you're going 140, 150 miles an hour around some corners, a lot can happen and a lot can go bad quickly. And so it's really important to think about the safety component of that. Yeah. So when you couple in the safety, when you think about having the car prepared for whatever type of competition you're comfortable with or you're going to be doing, the most important part is you keep that dream alive. Everybody, starting from when you're crawling around with the Hot Wheels and going on to RC cars and go-karts and all those different things that we all did. I think we all have this in our mind's eye, this vision or this dream of what we want to do, and for every person that's a little bit different. But it's important that you pursue that and that you think about that and what it is that you want to do. I think sometimes there's all types of different kind of car guys or girls, right? And everybody has their own style, their own perception, and their own motives. And I think sometimes we gotta just let people do those things and not judge on what they're trying to do. Some people coming in, they don't have as much experience, and it's important if you do share that experience and try and help people to get to that next level of whatever they're trying to do, but be a source of inspiration. All right, well, thanks for taking some time to check out our build and I guess follow us around at the racetrack and see how we do there. I'm Russ Taylor, CEO of Fusion of Ideas and driver for Fusion of Ideas Motorsports. Again, you can check out our build on Instagram at Z28 Racing and see everything that we do and we continue to do. And hope to see you out. Anybody has questions, hit me up. I always try my best to respond and help other people out and share it forward. So please do.